Good evening, everyone. I'm in my new hobby room, and we're going to talk about a new model build. One problem is that I haven't finished Mercury 9 yet. I'm working on it. It won't take too long to get it done. It's going to be worked on while I work on this kit. When I'm done with the Mercury 9, I'm going to start working on the Millennium Falcon again while I'm working on this kit. Okay, so some of you know what kit's coming, some don't. Those over at Scale Model Addict do, because at Scale Model Addict we have 4 group builds going. We have the Finish 'em Up group build, that's where the Mercury 9 is. We have the post-apocalyptic build. I have an idea in mind for that, a couple of them. We'll see if I have any time for them. They have the 46 plus, which means World War II all the way up to Korea. Build what you think would have been hardware that would have happened, okay, or some experimental craft or something like that. And there's 4 of them. The Gundam build, there we go, that's the one this falls in. I got a couple of builds lined up for the Gundam one. One is going to be me and Nellie building a couple of Gundams. The Justice Gundam for her because it's pink. That's why she wants to build it. I have one that's blue and white to build for that. We'll get to that in a little bit. The Gundam I'm going to build, though, is sitting beside me here. You can see the outline of it. It's one huge box. It is the mega-sized 1/48 scale RX-78-2. Okay? Big boy here. Very big boy. Okay? Now this says it's a prototype kit. That, it probably is. It says EFSF Prototype Close Combat Mobile Suit. It says that. Most of the rest of the box is Japanese. Alright, now I've been trying to figure out a couple of things I want to do with this kit. One, I'm thinking of making a hangar scene with him standing in the hangar and a bunch of crew running around him, working on him. Other thing I'm thinking of doing is just building it. No real display base. Third thing I'm thinking of doing is putting him walking through some sand with some military guys. These are 148th World War II soldiers. One of the things about the Gundam kits, sometimes they were rebel fighters and they weren't outfitted all that well. The Gundam shows, anime. So these guys will probably fit in if I do it right. I've already opened this box and looked. There's interchangeable arms, heads, all sorts of things here. So I can build these guys the way I want. It might work. Okay? Just an idea for you guys to see how big this is. I got a 1/25th Volkswagen Bug here. I might get some parts out of that. But more importantly, I have a 1/48 scale fighter plane. Might get some parts out of this. I bought this when I was a wee little sprite, years upon years ago, and never actually built it. So there's the body of the plane. I'm going to set that aside so I can get to this. The decals in this box are in excellent condition for the age of this thing, because this thing's a good 10-15 years old. What we're going to do first, though, is we're going to open this and review the kit. Now, this is a large kit. There are 10 bags of parts in here and close to 20 sprue. You'll see it when I open the box, because the box, big box, it is full of sprue. I mean, this is a big solid piece of plastic. This was an expensive model kit. I got it for half price. Alright, so let me get on this. I'm going to reposition the camera real quick. I'm going to do it fast because this is my second take on this. All these bags are already open. The first take took me 45 minutes. I don't want a 45-minute video. So give me a second, and I'm going to talk like the Micro Machine guy. Hey, what do you think? This is going really fast. Let's get this going. I can't talk like that, but he practiced a lot. Let me get going. Move the camera. Here we go. I got the camera positioned. I'm going to move the box aside because it's big. We're going to start with the magazine that comes in the kit. Yes, this is a magazine. and it kind of details out how to do some painting. A lot of the Gundam people don't paint their kits, okay? So that's one of those things you have to worry. Well, this is why they're molded in color, because they're big, big snap kits, and that's why some people don't respect them, okay? But you can do some detailing work and make them look really, really good, and I intend to do some of this work. I don't want it to look like a big toy when I'm done. I want it painted, and I want it beautiful, okay? There's an alternate color scheme right there, the real type color, alright? And again, this is the full detail up. Here's a photo of someone who really took their time, really detailed the kit. Okay, right there, there's an ad for this magazine. This is just an excerpt from that magazine, Hobby Japan. Okay, now here's a whole bunch of detail tips on how to make the kit just shine. Adding brass rods. Here they're showing the difference between one where someone took some time and did some panel lines. I don't know if you guys can see that. You can if I zoom in. Someone did some panel lines there versus the plain kit. Same thing down here. They're just giving you ideas on how to fix things up and make them look better. Okay. Over here they're talking about adding panel lines to the kit and also adding detail parts. Hatches, adding a few extra pieces of styrene sheet here and there to up the detail level of it and up the realism a little bit. Okay, painting the hands a different color than the molded kit, making them metallic. I've got plenty of the Alclad lacquers, so I might get some of that on there. Okay, adding some wire here and there. Just ultra detailing the kit and just making it look more sharp and more better. Here's how to put the decals on. Now the reason this is a big deal is most Gundam kits use stickers. Some use pressure sensitive transfers, some rub-offs. Okay, this one comes with water slide decals, so that's kind of nice because a lot of the Gundam models don't come with water slide decals. You have to buy them extra. Here's some tips on removing the sprues and keeping them clean when you remove them. Okay. And here's how to use your hobby knife to clean things up. And again, to remove the sprue parts. Oh, sorry, the attachment points. Which you're going to see in a few minutes. Attachment points are minor compared to what a lot of models do. It's one of the reasons why I like the Gundam kits. I like some Bandi kits, because they go out of their way. And hey, here's a subscription card, I'm pretty sure. You can subscribe to Hobby Japan. Let's go through the directions next. Full color, fold out style. Okay. Now, this is not the beginning of them. Over here is. Here's the beginning where we show where all the decals go. Here's the layout of the sprues. Okay, I'm not sure, but I think that's color calls. I can't read Japanese. Okay, it shows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 sprue. What it doesn't tell you, there's a lot of duplicates in there. Like there's 2 of these, there are 2 of those, there are 2 of these, there are 2 of those, there are 2 of those, there are 2 of those. Yeah, and there's 2 of those. So there's like 30, not 30, there's a good 20, 25 sprue in this box. And here is something else they talk about. They have a sprue removal tool that comes with the kit. It's right here. And they show you how to click it right off the kit. Okay? And then here they're showing you the general steps. You do legs, lower torso, upper torso, arms, head, and weapons. And here's step 1 where we start doing this. Now, one of the really funny things about this kit, and I'm going to show it to you right here. I'm going to zoom in some. You know, one of my famous zoom ins so you guys can see it. Here we have 2 sprue, parts still on sprue, and you assemble the 2 pieces together, still on sprue. Then you remove them from sprue. This is carried out throughout the directions. It's different to me. Okay? And here we go, finishing up putting up the feet. More work. Okay? We got more spots where we're assembling parts on sprues. Over here we're on step 29 and we're working on the lower torso. Let's turn the directions over. Here's sub-assembly 3 where we do the upper torso. Okay? And then more taking sprues and putting them together, then removing parts. Strange, I tell you, strange. Okay? Moving on, we start working on arms, and we work on the head, and then we're done with the body after step 75. Then we start doing weapons. There's a whole page just devoted to this beam rifle. And then we get the beam sabers over here, and the shield. And then you put the shield on the backpack on step 100. 100 steps to this thing. Okay? She's a big, big, big kit. Very big. So let's start looking at Sprue. Alright? They're still in the original bags. One of the things you get when you get Gundam kits are polycaps. This is one of the Sprue polycaps. These are rubber. They are not plastic. Paint will not stick to these. They're there because the kit is fully articulate. The arms move, the legs move, the head moves. You can pose this thing. Here's torso parts. Okay? Now, I've got the camera much better than the last time I ran this. You guys can see a lot better the detail on the parts. There's embedded panel lines. They're not raised. They're engraved. There's marks along the sides. These are really large pieces of plastic. Now I want you to look at the underside of this, at the attachment points. They dwindle down to almost nothing where they attach. And it's that way on all of these parts. I mean, teeny tiny attachment points. Okay? That means cleanup's going to be minimal. A lot of the attachment points are where other parts ride over the top of them too. Which means even if you don't clean it up all the way, you're going to be okay. One of the problems I see on this kit all over the place though is, let's see if I can get some contrast on there. It's easier to see it on this side. Yeah, you can see the tide marks in there where the ejection went. These are very, very big pieces of plastic with teeny tiny entry points into the parts. They must be injecting the styrene at high pressure to get it to do that. It's the only thing I can think of. There's bag 1, torso parts. Bag 2 and 3 have the shield. Now, just out of curiosity, here's the shield, right? Taking up most of our view on the camera because I'm a bit zoomed in. These guys are an inch across. This shield is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8.5 inches. Okay. My 1/48 scale F5A. Here's the body of the plane. Here's the shield. The shield's almost the size of a fighter jet. Just to give you guys an idea of scale. That's all we're going to do with the F5A. Just wanted to give you guys an idea of scale. But again, here's the shield. The shield's probably the worst piece of plastic in this kit. Because you can see these tide marks everywhere. And you can see some pin marks in a few places if I get the contrast going with the light. There we go. You can see the pin marks on it. So this shield's going to take some cleanup to be right. It's going to take primer, paint, and some cleanup. Okay? You're not just going to snap this together without having visible marks on it. I don't feel any imperfections in the surface where those pins are, because you look at the back side, you can see some holes. Okay? I don't feel any imperfections on any of this. Alright? Which means, I don't know. Oh, I can feel some over there. It's going to take some cleanup. There's the shield. In the next bag of parts, bag 3, we have the feet.